The IT-kvartal challenge was held in Almaty. The technological tasks for this competition were set by leading innovative companies of the Republic. The jury, customers, and tech garden experts selected the winners of the contest and awarded them with prizes. 14 teams took part in the hackathon. Talented IT students who had to solve 9 different problems were included in the main line of participants. In addition to the above-mentioned problems, participants had to create a chatbot for Telegram Messenger. This task was set before the contest participants by the AsiaSoft company, which specializes in developing IT products in the field of information technology. When this proposal came to us, it took us a long time to come up with something that can be useful, creative and original, but at the same time not too difficult. Therefore, we proposed to create a chat box, in this case for the Telegram platform, which will allow you to ask questions, send your requests and receive answers. The student of the Kazakh-British Technical University, Kamran Akhmedov, was the best at completing this task. According to him, the creation of the chat box took about 7 days. The development of Kamran will be built into an existing bot and will help to respond more quickly to requests of Kazakhstan users. For the successful solution of the problem, a young man received the main prize from the jury, a contract for employment in an IT company. I decided to complete the task of creating Telegram bot that will accept the requests from residents of the whole city. It will also advise residents on different situations and also announce various information that will be published by the administrators of this bot. I have already participated in other similar competitions and had a similar task. I did it according to a style of another back-end system. In fact, it was the same thing. I was ready for this. I knew what was required of me. Another winner of the IT-kvartal challenge is Janelle Isanova-Solod. For the development of the Telegram bot using artificial intelligence, her team received a prize, 6 months of free access to the Tech Garden co-working space. We came up with 3 trademarks. So to speak, the first is a speech-to-text. It means processing of a voice message and typing it in a Word document. And the second is an image recognition. Through that, we can send documents. Our artificial intelligence will process it. And the last one is a data analysis for the administrator. This means that when users send their request, it is recorded and the result of the request is sent back. The contest organizers are sure that student participation in real projects will help to grow a new generation of highly qualified Kazakh IT specialists and create a successful environment for the development of innovations demanded by business. Volkswagen plans to spend 60 billion euros by 2024 on the development of electric vehicles. 60% of this amount will be spent on research, 40% directly on production. And this is only a fraction of all investments in tangible assets planned for this period. The company plans to create 135 models by 2029. 75 of them will be completely electric, the remaining 60 hybrid. At this point, the German automaker plans to release 26 million electric vehicles. One of the largest oil companies in the world, ExxonMobil, is gearing up for a massive sale of its assets to focus on several large projects. In line for sale were objects located in 11 countries, including Norway, Germany, and Romania. The holding also wants to reduce assets in Southeast Asia, leaving projects in Indonesia and Malaysia. In Africa, an American corporation plans to sell its business in Chad, Equatorial Guinea, and partly in Nigeria. Functional software complex Coctium 2, designed to control environmental processes, is being developed just on time. Perhaps next year, an updated environmental code will be adopted in Kazakhstan, which will oblige organizations polluting the air to strictly monitor the amount of emissions into the environment. The software will allow in real time to take data from sensors and based on them automatically generate environmental and tax reports for government agencies. The design module is now used by our designers who help to simultaneously identify some minor flaws. So in a way, this is an alpha version. In order to proceed to sales or a beta version, you need to improve the alpha version. 3 packages are provided for potential customers in the complex, standard, medium, and large. The choice of functionality depends on the size of the company and the amount of emissions. If it is a small company and they need to design 1 diesel generator, there is no need for it to buy the whole program. It can buy a certain module, which will cost no more than 150,000 tenge per year. It'll be enough. A package medium means a company can choose what suits its needs best. Since there are a lot of methods, if a company designs for the oil and gas industry accordingly, it will only need certain methods. Again, it does not need to buy everything. Well, big designers, large companies that are engaged in everything, they will choose a complete package for themselves with all the methods and with all the additional options. Startuppers have already invested all their available funds in the development of the project. Therefore, they are now in search of investments. However, they are ready to work only with an indifferent person who not only seeks to earn money, but also cares about the environment. There is such a concept, I invented it myself, a dead investor, meaning an investor who gives money and that's it. He just comes for his dividends at the end of the year. But we don't need such a dead investor. We need a person who wants to be involved in the process, who understands what is at the essence of the project, because today, environment is the #1 issue in the world, especially in Kazakhstan. The founders of the startup hope that the project will arouse interest among large companies. If one of them is ready to pay for the pilot launch of the complex, then both parties will benefit from it. Developers will be able to test their product, and the customer will receive service at its prime cost. The pilot paid by the company would be the most ideal option for us. Then we wouldn't even need an investor. If any of the companies is ready, we are ready to work out the cost price, show all our costs in open book, maybe even the prices at which we purchase sensors. They even can buy them directly themselves. We can just install the system and show them how it works. Developers of a functional software package take part in all tenders for the creation of a similar system. They are sure that as soon as the environmental code is adopted, their projects will be in demand on the market, will begin to make a profit, and will make it possible to contribute to protecting the country's ecology. Can you hear me? Too much light. This way is fine. Hello, my name is Anton Musin. I'm Managing Director of Accenture, Kazakhstan. The essence of this technology is quite simple. This technology should allow us to print, literally print, or assemble from some elements our organs or tissues, so that we can continue to engraft them in patients or use them as our own. A good example of the presentation of such technology was shown in one of beautiful demonstrations in 2011 at the TED conference. You probably heard about such a conference. While the speaker talked about this technology, at the same time, a special 3D printer printed a prototype of a human kidney in 45 minutes. It was a spectacular demonstration of how it could be. The technology is very promising, and of course, the expectations are very high.
Технология очень многообещающая, и, конечно, ожидания от этой технологии очень большие. Органы для пересадки.
Organs for transplantation, tissues for transplantation are in short supply, and accordingly, there are not so many donors, while a lot of patients who need a transplantation, and they have been waiting in lines for years. In addition, it costs a lot of money. Due to the fact that many transplantations might be unsuccessful, people attempted to create this kind of technology. Also, this technology is a combination of several things. This is often a combination of 3D printing technology. When using some basic material, for example, human stem cells, you are using a certain algorithm to assemble a three-dimensional model of an organ, ear, kidney, or something else.
Органа, ухо, почки, чего-то еще. Сложность реализации этой технологии в...
The complexity of implementing this technology is in a few things. The first is the survival of the organ obtained through 3D technology in a human body. These kinds of organs obtained by artificial means, they do not take root well, and quite a lot of modern scientists, companies that deal with similar things still work on it. The second difficulty is the construction of volumetric things. That is, to print the heart is a rather complex technological task, and it is also difficult because there is gravity. And to print some kind of complex three-dimensional shape, if it's not clearly fixed, it is not rigid, is quite difficult. And this gives rise to the possibility of 3D printing in space, that is, printing in the conditions of zero gravity. Zero gravity makes it easier to print a proper organ without any mistakes.
И отсюда возникает такая возможность печати в космосе, то есть печати с нулевой гравитацией, то есть это помогает как раз печатать органы, печатать ткани в невесомости, когда гравитация нулевая, это делать проще.
Capsule hotels. That's how a hotel is called if instead of the usual spacious rooms, there are sleeping cells. This type of tourist accommodation was invented by the Japanese people in the early 1980s. Last year, this trend reached Kazakhstan. The first domestic capsule hotel of the same name was launched in Nur-Sultan during the Expo 2017.
Сейчас почти 50 на 50 мужчины и женщины.
The main customers are 50 to 50% men and women. Their age varies, somewhere between 25 to 27 years old. As a rule, these are young professionals. There are also many tourists. If we talk about foreigners, these are mainly backpacking tourists who are simply traveling in Kazakhstan without any specific plan.
В стране у них нет конкретного плана, и, соответственно, у них срок проживания довольно короткий.
In almost 3 years of operation, more than 5,000 guests have visited the innovative hotel. Most of them stayed no more than 2 days. In general, an unwritten rule applies here. The maximum stay is 2 weeks. Practice shows that when strangers live together for a long period of time, they are more prone to conflicts.
And as a fact, I looked for hostels, and this one looked really nice from the pictures they presented in the various internet sites. So the reviews were good.
I've never stayed in a hotel like this. I've been to Japan before, and CAPSULE hotels are pretty common there, but I've never stayed in one. So this was a good opportunity for me.
The area of this hotel is 170 square meters. There are 3 blocks on this territory: male, female, and VIP room. In total, 36 capsules are installed here. They are quite voluminous, 2.2 meters in length, 1.5 in width, and the same in height. Along the edge, I can even show you, we have soft cushion. This allows for a person to sit there and read or work. Inside the capsule, we have a mirror, a medium-sized safe for storing things, USB charging, and a necessary luggage compartment under the capsule. Therefore, the capsule has all the amenities that each of us needs. Its founders, Ilkham and Kamila Gafuros, spent 28 million tenge on the construction of the hotel. Of these, only 30% went directly to the assembly of capsules. The remaining funds were spent on engineering infrastructure. Due to this, the rooms were insulated very well and also have an air recovery system in each box. The first city where the Gafurovs couple are planning to scale the business is Almaty. Then, similar hotels will appear in Atyrau and Aktau. By the way, these cities were not chosen by chance. More visitors were registered from the western region than from Karaganda or Shymkent.
Virus WannaCry.
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 The news about the computer virus WannaCry stirred up the computer world in 2017. More than 500,000 computers in 150 countries were hit that day. A network worm skillfully blocked almost all files stored on hard drives and demanded a ransom for decrypting them. According to analysts, the hacker attack was successful only because many antiviruses were defenseless against new malicious code. Many doesn't mean everyone. TNT Security, the first Kazakhstan manufacturer of antivirus solutions, was one of the first in the CIS to detect an attack, analyze, and make a detailed description of it. Today, the market for antivirus solutions is quite extensive. There are different technologies, different approaches. We do not offer an ordinary antivirus in its standard and classic sense. We offer something new, namely a deep virus analysis system. Domestic development is called T-Lab. Technically, it is designed as a server inside which special software is installed. It is connected to the local network of the client and where the desired configuration is set. This allows you to define targeted attacks, inconspicuous for classic antiviruses. We can identify whether a program is legitimate or malicious. One of the features of our system is that we can interpret the data that is received at the output into activity trees, which are a system of interaction between objects during behavior analysis. Further, activity trees are systematized, and based on the data obtained, a behavioral signature is determined. And here, you can clearly define the difference of the Kazakh service, since the analysis is conducted not at the binary level, but based on the behavior of the program. Threat level can be divided into different categories. For example, if a proxy activity indicator is detected in a program, then it tries to commit malicious actions not with its own hands. For ordinary programs, this is not typical. Thus, security officers are able to block or skip program actions in one click. In fact, this is a specific application solution for information security specialists in the quasi-public sector. Therefore, domestic antivirus solutions are planned to be integrated into the Cyber Shield of Kazakhstan program. We are already thinking about a strategy for entering the foreign market. There is interest from Ukraine, from Malaysia. Again, there is an interest from SOC centers, incident response centers. They are interested in such systems. They are even asking about pilot testing. We will work with them in this aspect. Today, Kazakhstan Antivirus Laboratory is developing a new product called TFS. In the language of geeks, this technology is called a polymorphic file system, which creates comprehensive protection for flash cards. This system has no analogs in the world. Therefore, several venture capital funds, both Kazakh and foreign, have already expressed their interest in it. SeedStar Summit was held in Nur Sultan, which brought together over 250 participants from 20 countries. As a result of the competition, Kazakhstan Biometric Team received a ticket to the Global SeedStars 2020 Summit, which will be held in Lausanne. In Switzerland, participating teams will have the opportunity to present their ideas on the main stage, along with 60 startups from around the world, and win up to $500,000. Bonika Minolta opened a representative office in Kazakhstan. The corporation plans to achieve a leading position in the field of industrial printing. In addition, in Kazakhstan, the Japanese company expects to increase the share of color devices for printing documents in color. In general, we have very ambitious goals. We strive to grow not just by percentages. We want to change the situation on the Kazakhstan market altogether. Therefore, we are very ambitious in this regard. Not in a matter of importance or order, but we will bring integration things to the solution of the entire workflow. From the process of birth, creation of a document, to its coordination, archiving, scanning, and indexing. We want to close this entire IT cycle and show competence thanks to our achievements, thanks to the cooperation of our partners, third-party developers, both software and hardware. In the first place, that's what we will bring to the table in Kazakhstan. On partnership conditions, this company will train interested Kazakh businessmen in organizing production printing centers. The company is confident that such concentrated nodes will be very popular with customers, primarily due to innovation. For example, any picture at the request of the customer can be modified using varnish, foil, and even gold. If necessary, images can be easily made in 3D format. If the plans of the Japanese corporation are realized, then in the near future it will be possible to get these services within walking distance throughout the country.